And I'm going to call the meeting to order at 7:04. So we can start recording if passenger media is listening. 7:04, we're going to start the Altadena Town Council meeting. I don't know why I'm not visible, but my video should be on. Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
We can hear you.
Yep.
Yeah,
I hear you.
I don't know why my video is not on.
There's 38 people in the meeting.
Yeah, I don't know why we have so many people, because we have 16 council members, one presentation, one person doing the Pledge of Allegiance, and I don't know what the other 38 or where that's coming from. Because the problem when we get too many people in the actual meeting is then we end up with the council members not being on the front page and getting lost, and we can't keep track of votes, or when people are doing, we're voting and doing other stuff and questions and answers within the council. It gets lost when we have so many people in the actual meeting. So what I'm going to do is after we've been through the first call to order and we've done our pledge, I'm going to ask that those that are going to be partaking in the rest of the meeting to stay online, and everybody else watch from the YouTube link live so they can continue watching, but just so that we can get everybody on the front page. So should we be voting and anything else, we can actually see hands being up rather than having to page through everybody.
Chair Malone, it's Victoria. I'm going to recommend that we put the link to the YouTube channel in the chat so that those who are not participating in the meeting by presenting can leave and access the chat or the YouTube link immediately.
That's a good idea. Could I have Passenger Media put that put up the link in the chat box?
Someone must have sent out the town council agenda for
with the links on it. Yeah.
Yeah. Or the email from Pat, something.
Yeah. It's not that people aren't welcome. We welcome everyone to partake, and we do that when we have it at the community center. Absolutely, we want the participation, but in the Zoom meeting, it's really hard to coordinate 40 people on a screen when we're trying to do votes and everything else. So that's why we just have two different venues to partake. Okay, so anyway, sorry about that. So we're going to start the meetings to order. I'm going to start with item 1, call to order, and we're going to look at the item 1.1. We haven't been doing the pledge off during Zoom. That's typical. Most meetings don't, because it's hard to coordinate a flag and how people are going to do it and how you stand and look at the flag and everything else. But in honor of Veterans Day, which was last week, which is why we're doing it today and why we've invited someone to come and do it. So anyway, I'm going to pass that over to Councilmember Lee to introduce item 1.1.
Hello. Since last week was Veterans Day, we have a special guest leading the pledge. Alina Rodriguez-Gould, an Altadena resident and 9th grader from Blair High School, is a member of the Pasadena Girl Scout Troop 4601, also known as the Biddy Mason Troop. Alina is the great-great-great-granddaughter of William B. Gould I, an escaped slave and veteran of the American Civil War, who kept a diary of his day-to-day activities and chronicles around the world, which is only one of 3 known diaries in existence written during the Civil War by former slaves. 5 of Gould's sons would go on to fight in World War I and 1 in the Spanish-American War. Alina's grandfather, William B. Gould IV, edited those writings into a book entitled Diary of a Contraband, the Civil War Passage of a Black Sailor. A descendant of a family of servicemen during such a historic moment in history is a wonderful opportunity for us tonight. Also, with 2020 being the 100th anniversary of the women's suffrage movement and the election of the first female vice president of the United States. Please welcome Alina Rodriguez-Gould, who will lead us in the pledge tonight. Alina, take it away.
Thank you. If you could all put your right hand over your heart and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
allegiance
to the
Pledge allegiance
flag
to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic
for
for
which
which it
which
stands,
stands
one nation,
nation
under God,
under God,
indivisible, with
indivisible,
liberty and
and
justice
justice for all.
for all.
for all.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We really appreciate you coming and doing that for us. And thank you so much for your time. It was an honor. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you very much.
And I hope you took a recording of that. And if not, you can find it on YouTube so you can see yourself leading the pledge.
Thank you, Alina.
Thank you, guys. Okay.
Bye.
Okay, moving
Thank
on.
you.
Item 1.2, roll call. Councilmember Jones.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening, council members. Please respond after I call your name, if you're here. Antonio Becerra,
Present.
Akuri Azimi,
Present.
Victoria Knapp,
Present.
Jennifer Lee,
Here.
Billy Malone,
Present.
Diane Markison,
Here.
Jeff Simmons, Jeff Simmons,
I think he's an excuse.
absent. He's
Oh,
absent.
Jeff is,
Excused absent.
yes.
Nick Santangelo, Gloria,
I see Nick. I see
Nick's
Nick,
here.
but he's on
I
mute.
got
I'm here.
Gloria Sanika, Patricia Sutherlen,
Here.
Dr. Sandra Thomas, Aaron Cheetah,
Aaron Cheetah is a excused absence.
Dr. Reginald Wilkins,
Present.
Dorothy Wong,
Here.
Sylvia Vega.
Here.
We have 14 we have a quorum.
I didn't hear my name.
Yeah, I called you twice.
Yes.
Oh,
I knew you were here because we were talking.
I didn't hear my name.
I called you. Okay, we have 14. We have a quorum.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you, Councilmember Jones. Moving on to item 1.3, Councilmember Sutherlen for the approval of the meeting minutes. Meeting agenda. Sorry.
Okay. The executive committee met on November the 10th and approved the agenda as presented. Since then, there have been a couple of small changes. If you'll look under census tract reports, add number 8.2, a report for census tract 4601. And I think that's all. Having said that, I move to approve the agenda as amended.
I have Councilmember Wong with her hand up.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm
sorry.
sorry.
I'd like to make a quick census tract report. 460301.
Oh.
Thank you.
460301, it will be number 8.3.
Since we can add, I'd like to give a census tract report 4603.02.
Will be number 8.4. Anybody else?
No, could you tell me what the report is for 8.2? What census tract?
4601.
4601, and which one is 8.3?
460301.
4603. And which one is it for 8.4?
02. 4.03. 460302.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Okay. Moving on. And
excuse me.
You
Since, now can we have I move that we accept the agenda as finally amended.
Okay. Can we have a second?
Second.
Veronica?
Dr.
second.
Thomas, yeah, okay.
Okay. All those in favor say aye or raise
Aye.
your hand.
Aye.
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 All those opposed say nay. Any abstentions? So moved, unanimous. Sorry for rushing you there, Councilmember Sutherland.
Okay.
Okay, moving on. Now, what I wanted to say is, as you can tell, if everyone's here right now, trying to keep control of who's got their hand up, who's saying yes, who's saying no, who's part of the, is extremely difficult. So if I'm going to ask if anybody happened to get into this that isn't presenting this evening, that isn't going to be speaking, could they follow the link that Pasadena Media has actually posted in the chat area, so that everybody, we can actually read and follow along with it a lot more easily. So with that said, thank you very much. I'm also going to say, as part of my chairman's report this evening, that we just had Veterans Day last week. And I know it was last week and not this week, but I wanted to actually make a point here. Council member Aaron Cheetah, who's not here this evening, he is a veteran from Marine Corps. He served as an explosive ordnance disposal technician and participated in Operation Endurance Freedom and Operation Iraqi Freedom. And he served 15 years of military service. Along with many of our council members here, I know Victoria Knapp's husband served in Operation Desert Storm. Veronica Jones's husband, I think, is a veteran of many years. I grew up as an Army brat. My father was in for 25 years, so I spent a lot of my childhood in Army barracks and understanding what it was like for the family behind it all. So in honor of our veterans, last week for Veterans Day, because we couldn't have the meeting then, I would like us all, and those to partake, to thank all the veterans and their families behind them, supporting them all the way. A huge big thank you to our veteran community of Altadena. So if you want to join me in actually verbalizing it, you can unmute right now and say, if anyone's listening, if you're a veteran family member, to thank you for your service. So you can join me in that if you want to unmute. Otherwise, I'm moving on. I like the heart. That's a good.
Wholeheartedly agree. Yeah.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You so much.
From an Army brat myself.
Thank you, Reggie. So, and that goes to you then too, Reggie. Thank you for your service. So from Altadena Town Council to our community, to our veteran community, thank you all for your service and for serving our country and fighting for all of our freedom. Okay, I'm going to move on. Item 2.2, Vice Chair Report, Councilmember Sutherlen.
The only thing that I need to mention in this report is that public comment is, you'll see it listed on the agenda as item number 7. And when we get to that point, there have been, I believe, 2 public comments that were sent into us, which will be read into the record at that time. And the person who's going to read it into the record is my accomplice, excuse me, my co-council member for the census tract. So Nick Santangelo will read it into the record at that point. And that's all I have to say.
Thank you. Okay, moving on. Item 2.3, Recording Secretary, Councilmember Jones.
Good evening again. Council members, you received the minutes of October 20th. And I got back corrections on those minutes and I corrected the minutes and they have been incorporated. So I move that we accept the minutes with the corrections and have them placed on the website.
Second.
Okay.
Second.
Second for Councilmember Sanika. All those in favor say aye.
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 All those opposed say nay. Any abstentions? So moved, unanimous. Okay, moving on. Item 2.4, Treasury Report, Councilmember Lee.
Okay, hi, sorry about that. All right, our balance since last month has come up because of the election. We are at $2,267 right now. So we're in good standing, doing well.
Thank you. That's it? Okay.
That's it.
Moving on. Item 2.5, Corresponding Secretary Dorothy Wong. Councilmember Wong.
Yes, good evening, everybody. Hope you're enjoying your November. We are getting, I think are we 1 week away now from Thanksgiving holiday? So there are a lot of turkey giveaways coming up next week and starting this week. So on our website, I will be adding them, and I think Sam will be making a report on that. So we definitely have one from Juicy Little Society in partnership with Fair Oaks Burger. They're also doing a thrift store giveaway items, and that'll be happening November 22nd. Sam will be talking about the Loma Alta giveaway on the 21st. And then I think the 24th, My Tribe Rise is also having an event. Meanwhile, a lot of us have seen bears in the neighborhood, I'm sure, right? So I will be posting California Fish and Wildlife's what to do about bears in the neighborhood. And another one I'll be posting, Supervisor Barger has the Road to Youth Justice. This will be an open forum on LA County's post-election landscape. So it'll be a conversation on how LA County moves forward, creating a more just, equitable, and inclusive future for our youth. That event is actually tomorrow at 3 p.m. So I'll be posting that flyer on the website. And as you all know, the COVID numbers are going up. So I will be adding the latest information from LA County. You can actually go to LA County Emergency Services. Obviously, it's LA County COVID. That information will be updated. I just printed out this is actually a great one. It's LA County's Emergency Operations Center. And you can actually go on there and it'll give you all of the different things going on related to COVID. And of course, testing, Councilmember Sanika, that has been such a huge hit for our COVID testing. So looking forward to hearing Councilmember Sanika's report if there'll be any more. So I'm gonna start on the website. Instead of just one post and then multiple one posts, I'm going to try and create sort of more of a blog. So we'll get 3 or 4 things that will kind of come through at a time. That's it. Any questions, anyone? Altadena towncouncil.org. Oh, the last thing, Gloria's going to talk, but we're going to try and move the position on the website, but there is actually a little place where you can subscribe. So if you want to get any of the posts, Altadena towncouncil.org. On the homepage, you can scroll down and you'll see subscribe and you can put your email in there. Okay, that's all I have, but Gloria was going to say something.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, I've been seeing a lot of coyotes in the community. And what are they saying about coyotes, if anything?
What? That would be another topic we'd have to bring up.
Oh.
But I think we're trying to get her the biologist from California Fish and Wildlife, but coyotes is in a whole nother category. So we have different categories there. I think Pasadena Humane and then other wildlife organizations. But anyway, good question.
You say that because that's what I've been seeing a lot in my neighborhood. Not bears, but coyotes.
I'll ask the biologist and then we'll see if we can add more information on coyotes.
Okay.
All right, moving on to public safety reports. We're going to start with 3.1, California Highway Patrol and Officer Cooper. Welcome, Officer Cooper.
Good evening, everyone. I don't have a whole lot for you guys tonight. Unfortunately, I was out last week because we had a bit of a COVID scare over here at my house. So, but I was just touching base with everybody to see how things were going. I know Patricia had mentioned some issues on Woodbury, which we were trying to work on. I didn't get any specifics in an email as to exactly what the locations were on those, but we're in general just working on Woodbury and Allen, as well as Lincoln at the moment, doing some extra traffic enforcement. So I was just touching base with everybody. If anybody's got any concerns for me to take back so we can get it addressed.
Any questions for Officer Cooper? Councilmember Wong?
Hi, Officer Cooper. So you had mentioned Lincoln. I saw the speed radar on the upper portion of Lincoln, but we had a recent collision at Lincoln and Mendocino, which is south
Okay.
of Altadena Drive. So a lot of cars, because of the traffic signal itself and the speed limits, and the streets are a little tricky based on the angle of some of the streets. It's difficult to turn. So I think that upper portion of Lincoln, south of Altadena Drive, around Mariposa and Mendocino.
Okay. That's something I can take back. We'll definitely look into it, try to get some enforcement up there.
Thanks.
Any more questions for Council Members Santangelo?
Yes. Hi there. It's gone up and down. Last night was better than most, but around Woodbury and Santa Anita and Los Robles, we get a lot of, sounds like drag racing at 2 a.m., 3 a.m. I don't know why, but some of it are really, really loud cars, and some of them you can hear them revving up, you know, far away, and then you just know it's coming. And then they
Is this on the weekends more? Or is it consistent?
It's inconsistent, although I think you're right. I think we've had a little more on the weekend than the week, but it happens during the week too. I don't know what it's about, but then they've been, you know, I know you're not involved in it directly, but they've been pretty much ripped up all of those go slow signs in our neighborhood. So I don't know if they're just enraged.
Well, I'll take that back to our graveyard unit so that they can do some extra sweeps through that area.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Any other council member questions from the council? Okay, I'm going to move on to public safety report item 3.2 with Captain Jacobs. Welcome, Captain Jacobs.
Hi, good evening, everybody. Just wanted to provide a little update on some crime stats and our Click It or Ticket campaign that is going on throughout LA County, and I'm sure many other places. November 16th through the 29th, there'll be some enforcement on not only drivers, but passengers not wearing their seatbelts, as well as child safety seats. If there's problems with child safety seats not being properly put in the vehicles, then we can look into that as well. So just wear your seatbelts. We're trying to make everybody a little more safe out there. So that's one thing. I'm just going to touch on a few different crime categories that we have. Overall, our Part 1 crimes are down 32%, so that's great news. Our robberies are down 18% and down a total of 40% over the past 5 years. We did have 2 robberies during October. One was it occurred in a dental office on Lake, and I think a gentleman was having a mental breakdown of some sort and messed with the wrong victim. He was a retired police officer who was armed, and the suspect pulled out a pair of scissors on the armed individual and ran away. But he was apprehended later and gotten the help he needs as far as his mental capacity. So that was a case closed. I'm sure you're all aware of October 10th. We had a armed robbery on Altadena and Marengo. This individual was approached by a male black from behind. A gun was placed to his back and demanded his wallet, cell phone. The victim did what we expect victims to do. He turned over everything that he had. And even by doing that, he was then pistol whipped across the top of his forehead and knocked to the ground, and the suspects took off. We don't have anything further on that. We haven't had anybody step up as witnesses or give us any information. We are still actively pursuing that case. Altadena came together once again as the wonderful community that we are with a GoFundMe, and that young man got his cell phone replaced, and I believe he even was able to buy a vehicle so he doesn't have to walk. So an extraordinary young man. I actually got to meet him myself, so I'm glad everything worked out. We're still trying to catch the folks that did that. Aggravated assaults are year to date, they are actually down 17%. However, I'm sure you're aware we've had a slight uptick in reported shootings, both shootings where individuals were actually struck and shootings where nobody was hit by any stray bullets. That started about October 19th. We had a shooting at RJ's liquor store, which is a known Crip gang hangout. And Hispanic gang members went in there and they exchanged words and then exchanged gunfire, and nobody was hit at that location. But that's never a good mix when you have two different gangs that meet up. We had another recent shooting. I know we're talking about October stats, but we did have a couple recent shootings in November that I feel I need to address with you guys and with the community. We also had a shooting that a gentleman was hit on November 13th in the 2000 block of Raymond. He was hit twice by gunfire. He did survive. Not very cooperative on providing any kind of suspect information. So we're still working these cases. They're very active and fluid. And then we had another shooting on Fair Oaks and Calaveras just on the 14th of November. So these, as you know, are recent events where deputies responded to shots, couple calls, 20 to 30 shots reported. We ended up having about 30 to 35 bullet casings on Fair Oaks and Calaveras. Nobody was hit, surprisingly, but that one is extremely bothersome to me because those stray bullets can hit just about anybody. They did hit a bunch of businesses, some vehicles, but thankfully that can all be repaired and replaced. But I don't like when that happens, and we're working actively with our gang detail, with Pasadena gang detail, because these gangs, as you know, these shootings are all gang related. We're following a bunch of leads, and mainly from the police departments, and sharing the sheriff's department in Pasadena, sharing intel on different gangs and what might be brewing with these gangs. But we really ask the public for their help. The public really does help us solve a lot of these cases, remaining anonymous, remaining confidential, however you want to put it. There are people that have seen these shootings that I know are afraid to come out and say something. But if that is the case, a phone call will be very helpful. Crime Stoppers will be extremely helpful because we have it in writing. You can detail it as much as you want, and then we can hopefully pursue that and capture some of these shooters before anybody gets hurt. So I did post up something this afternoon on Facebook regarding this information. The Crime Stoppers number is 1-800-222-TIPS. And there's also, you can contact the Altadena Sheriff Station Detective Bureau. But we are very engaged in these shootings, and we're hoping that some of these leads are going to result in some arrests. So we're very aware of that, and that is our big focus right now. On a positive note, our larceny thefts, which really consist of the catalytic converters, we just exploded this last week in the thefts from catalytic converters from Prius, older model Prius, and Honda Accords and Elements. But we did make a recent arrest. A Altadena community member heard some sawing, some machinery, went out there in the middle of the night and saw somebody under his car, obviously using a Sawzall to take off his catalytic converter, scared him away, jumped into a car and drove off. We ended up stopping those guys, arresting two folks, two male Hispanics from Huntington Park, and they had 9 catalytic converters in a, believe it or not, Toyota Prius. So they were trying to blend in. So these guys aren't dumb, but they did get caught. Obviously, they didn't say much to us, but I think we have a pretty good lead on where these catalytic converters are going, either to a chop shop and being melted down for the precious metals, or they're being resold which is illegal. So hopefully with recovering 9, I think we had about 16 this past 2 weeks. So I can't tell you enough. Please park your cars in your driveways or in your garages. Every single one of these cars is on the street. That you're just a victim waiting to happen. It has to be where it's inconvenienced. It's too, the cars are too parked close together for them to get under the cars, and they're going to drive by. So that's really what I have on our thefts that are up, but everything else is down. And I'll open it up to any questions that anybody may have regarding any of the crime stats.
Okay, any questions for Captain Jacobs? No question for Council. Okay. Thank you very much, Captain Jacobs. I really appreciate your time in coming this evening.
My pleasure.
Look forward to seeing you again next month.
Yes, sir.
With a bunch of new faces on the council. Okay. Oh, hold on 1 second. Councilmember Wong may have a question.
Sorry about that. The question about parking. So I've been noticing more parking patrol. Is that true? What's
Yes,
the story?
I think it was November 1st that they were actually going to come back and start enforcing the things that they laid off on due to COVID. So that's going to make a lot of people happy, except the people that get their cars towed and tagged and cited. But yeah, they're actively out there doing what they were doing before COVID.
Yeah, I did actually see a post coming from the LA County Sheriff's. I'm not sure it was the first, sometime in early November, that the parking enforcement was reactivated again.
Yes.
So, okay. Moving on, if there's no more questions, we're going to move on to LA County Fire with Marie Grycan, item 3.3. Welcome, Maria. Welcome back.
Oh, hello, I'm here. I was trying to unmute myself. Okay, for the month of October, in Altadena, we had a total of 330 responses. 256 of those were for medical calls, and of that, we transported 172 patients. There were 19 total traffic collisions in that, one of which was versus pedestrian. There were 6 fires. Couple of them were trash fires, 1 vehicle fire, and then we had a couple of other, 1 tree fire, and then we had an accidental combustion from fabric that was resting on a weed whacker, and it was basically it was spontaneous combustion. The rags or the fabric was on top of the fuel part of the weed whacker, and it just spontaneously combusted. And then kind of similarly, on the 26th, the next day, we had another combustible material. There was no actual fire. It had completely just burned away. It was a combustible material that was inside of a heating system that the residents had just put in. So by the time the firefighters got there, whatever burned had already burned, and there was just a little bit of smoke left over. So they dealt with that. So there were no damages caused by that. We had a few arcing wires, power lines down. Not too many this month, not like September. September was a lot more. And then again, the traffic collisions. I'm kind of having to report out the traffic collisions, the locations of them a little bit different because of the system that we switched over to in July. I'm still trying to figure out if I can simplify a way of getting this information. But so you'll notice that it's probably reported out just a little bit different than what you're used to. And that is it, unless there's any questions.
Any questions from the council? Do I see any hands up? Okay, no, no questions. Thank you very much, Maria. I really appreciate it when you come every month and giving us your time. So, and for the updated report. So,
oh, it's my pleasure. And everybody have a very safe holiday.
Yes, as we won't see you in the meantime, happy Thanksgiving to you and the entire LA County Fire Department.
Thank you.
Okay, moving on to the next item, which is item 4. We have a special presentation. Starbucks is coming to Altadena, and they wanted to just tell us that, I guess, to introduce themselves. So I'm going to put it over to you, Kathryn Pittman.
Thank you. Thank you. Hi, everybody. I'm so excited to be here tonight. I'm Kathy Pittman. I have worked for Starbucks for over 7.5 years, and I have begged my boss to pursue an Altadena store for over 7 years. My district currently is from Pasadena, Sierra Madre, into El Monte. 5 years ago, I moved to Altadena with my son. We live right off of Altadena and Lincoln, and I completely love this neighborhood. I have to say I fell in love with it when I was a district manager for that one company called Blockbuster Video that's no longer with us, but that was about 20 years ago, and that location was off of Lake. So my son is 15 and a half. He is a mountain bike rider. So Altadena is a perfect city for both of us because he owns all the trails in the forest, and his name, ironically, is Ryder. So we have had the opportunity to work with the Altadena Sheriff Department for several national night outs. We've covered that event pre-pandemic for 3 to 4 years. We also participated in a box food drive with the Sheriff Department as well. And when Starbucks sponsors an event, it's really cool because we have free coffee and we have free pastries for any of the residents. And Starbucks looks forward to providing hot chocolate to Christmas Tree Lane at some point after pandemic is possibly over. Starbucks is an amazing company. You know, this location would employ about 20 employees. We have such great benefits. We offer a free Arizona State education to our partners, stock options. We have great health care over 20 hours. We have mental health care. We have free food, free drink for any of our partners. We offer discount, 401k. We have many networks where our mission is to educate our partners to create fellowship and listen and learn from each other. So some of our networks are Pride Alliance, Women's Impact, Black Partner Network, Corridel Cafe, Armed Forces, and Pan Asian. We offer paid time off. We have the best training programs out there. March 31st of next year, we're going to celebrate our 50-year anniversary. Starbucks in US and Canada have over 10,000 stores, and those are company stores. We have over 8,000 licensed stores. You're going to find a licensed store in the supermarket, airport, or local Targets or hotels. I absolutely love the city of Altadena. I'm so excited about this project, and to tell you a little bit more about this, I'm going to turn it over to Kendall, and she is from the Cadence Group. So thank you, everyone.
Hi, everyone. My name is Kendall, and I'm from the Cadence Group. We're the feed developer that works directly for Starbucks on this proposed project at Lincoln and Woodbury, and we're very excited to be a part of the Altadena community. I'm sure everyone is very familiar with Starbucks. We're obviously a coffee company based out of Seattle, Washington, and we are not a franchise, unlike a lot of other coffee shops. I know Kathy touched a little bit on the store counts, talking about the licensed stores. Those are the ones that you find in the Targets, hotels, airports, that kind of thing. And currently, Starbucks does not have a store in Altadena, so we're very eager to bring one into the neighborhood. As you can see, I think everyone can see my screen where I've shared the site plan. But this particular store is about 1,200 square feet and will be a walk-in concept. It will also have a nice outdoor patio out front. I know with COVID, everyone loves a good patio nowadays, so that'll be nice to have in the neighborhood. As far as architecture, this store falls in line with the modern Starbucks design with sleek lines and earthy color tones. You'll notice here on the front of the store on this east elevation, We've designated a space for a local artist mural. This is just a placeholder for now, obviously, but we know how important it is to the community to add this element into the new building. So I'll click through so you guys can see a little bit more of the elevations. This is that north elevation, the west, so this is where the pickup window will be, and then that south elevation. And here we have a little bit more of a lifelike rendering too, to see how it will transform that corner of Lincoln and Woodbury. And then as far as the site plan goes, we've had several iterations over the last few months and felt like this site plan was the best use of the site and offered the best circulation. The drive-through queue holds up to 10 cars, with the order point being at the 6th car. Speaking of order points, the automatic volume control, or the AVC, inside of the speaker box actually measures the ambient noise level in the drive-through, and it adjusts the outbound level down so that it's never more than 15 decibels above that ambient noise level. The speaker box is designed this way so that when the stores are close to residential areas, the sound doesn't project. Over the last few years, Starbucks has really been pushing for mobile orders. Basically, this allows customers to order and prepay using that Starbucks app. And once they get to the store, they can park, run in, and grab their drink. We found that the mobile order pickup also helps alleviate the number of cars in that drive-through queue as well. And we're unlike a lot of the other drive-thrus that constantly have long lines at least 3 times a day. Our rush hour is typically around 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. And then we have another small one again at about 2 p.m. Our deliveries are also done later in the day. So we're looking to hopefully slow down and reduce that traffic to prevent any backup that there would be during heavy rush hour. As you can tell, we're very excited about this project and think that Starbucks would be a really great enhancement and help grow the community. So if there's any questions, I'm happy to answer anything.
Question.
Hi, before we go into questions, I just want everybody to know is you've actually put up a site plan there. And I do want to let everybody know that, first of all, we welcome everyone to our community. And we welcome your business, and we're welcome to see you come in and invest in our community. But looking at the site plan right now, as far as the town council is concerned, that's a little premature. And some of the things that you're talking about with the drive-through and the cars and stuff, that would have to go through land use committee first. So I'm sure you're already talking with the LA County, and then LA County has their own codes. But then on top of the LA County codes, we also have the Altadena CSDs, which is the community standards districts. And so everything which is laid over the top of the LA County code and zoning. So there's requirements there regarding drive-throughs and everything else. So I just want to let you be aware of that actually the site plan itself in front of the town council right now is a little premature because that should probably go, if that's proposal, that should actually go to the land use first, which is a subcommittee of the town council. And then it will go from there to town council. So when it comes to the details of the site plan, yeah, I think this is a little bit premature, but in saying that, we also welcome your business and everyone and invest in the community and everything that you can bring with it. So in saying that, I want to open it up to the council. My screen is a little smaller, so I think Councilmember Sonika had a question.
Yeah, you're saying this is on Lincoln and Woodbury. Is it across the street from 24-Hour Fitness, or where exactly?
Yeah, it's where
I'm looking.
The Jim's Burger joint is right now.
Oh, across the street. Okay, I see. All right. Thank you.
Yeah.
As I can't see everybody, if you have a question.
Yeah, so Billy, this is Diane. So Veronica's been in touch with Starbucks, and she and I have been talking to county regional planning about the project, and they've worked very hard to make sure that the whole thing is designed according to county code, and yes, they're aware of that they need a CUP for the drive-through. At one point when there were discussions going on, there was also a minor parking deviation that needed to be part of that. I don't know if that's been taken care of now or not with the redesign of the property, but in any case, the land use committee has it on its radar, just so everybody knows. And Veronica and I are in discussion about, when it's best to bring that to land use. So I don't know if Veronica has anything to say about it, but I do know that that's.
We're just basically doing community engagement now.
Yeah.
It's just to give people an idea of what the future may hold for us in Altadena.
Yeah.
And like I mentioned,
it's been going on now for probably about 2.5, 3 years. This project was first mentioned at least 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So it's been through a process.
And it was active in April, and the regional planning was still working through with them, and now it's come back up and is much closer to being able to come to land use. So Veronica and I are working on figuring out when the best time is for that. So just so everybody knows that it is on the land use committee radar.
And we're happy that people single out our community to want to invest in. So that we're excited about that aspect of it. But just for those that don't know, Councilmember Markison is the chair of the land use committee. She will be doing a land use committee report a little bit later for current things. So her knowledge is invaluable. So thank you for bringing that to attention. And I know some of the issues that have arisen probably since April that Councilmember Markin was talking about. It's with this whole COVID thing, it's been crazy dealing with county and permits and everything else, and everything's taken longer than it should. So on that regard, you have some sympathy from me. So.
And I just like to say it's going to be a big improvement to that corner.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we're all looking forward to it, and the land use committee is doing everything they can to just make sure that we're moving it through properly.
Yes.
And please understand my comments so that it reflect what Councilmember Markison just said. We're just trying to make sure that we can give you the corrective advice and point in the right direction to support whatever you're trying to do.
Well, I appreciate it.
Is there any more questions from the council? Again, I can't see everybody, so please unmute yourself and make it verbal if you have any more questions.
If we stop screen sharing, you can see everybody.
Okay.
Yeah, I can stop.
It's so pretty though. Okay.
It is very pretty. I'm gonna dream about it when I walk past there.
Okay.
Smell the coffee beans.
Yes, yes.
And the local artist, there's an art piece inside of Jim's right now, and it's going to be hopefully duplicated in that new building.
Definitely.
Okay, thank you so much. Again, I'm going to move on. Again, we're going to keep on a good timeline, and thank you very much for coming. It was very nice to meet you, and good luck with your project.
And
Thank
we're
you so much.
Billy, we're allowing them to drop if they don't want to have to listen to the rest of all of this,
Yeah,
right?
you're welcome to stay and listen, and you're also welcome to leave, and you're also welcome to leave and watch on YouTube if you wish to. So it's up to you. Thank you.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
All right, moving on. Item 5, Altadena Community Reports. We're going to start with 5.1, the Altadena Library. Victor.
Vicky.
Oh, Nikki. So I'm sorry, Nikki. I have you.
Okay, that's okay. I should have communicated that. I didn't realize that I had it. So good evening, council members and members of the public. Wonderful to see all of you again, and hope everyone is staying safe and healthy as we approach this holiday season. I'd also like to thank you for welcoming my new assistant director, Viktor Sjoberg, last month. He's hit the ground running and has been a great addition to our team. He was instrumental in helping us get the library open for in-person browsing and public computer access. Dun, dun, dun. Unfortunately, due to the surge in COVID cases that has already been discussed both locally and nationally, we've decided to revert back to curbside services starting this coming Monday, November the 23rd. Sorry, Victoria. The schedule will be at the main library. We'll offer curbside Monday through Saturday from 11 a.m. to 1 o'clock p.m. and then 4 o'clock to 6 p.m. all of those days. Patrons can request items, give us a call and order items, and then set up appointments and pick up. I know everyone that used curbside has said how easy it was, but unfortunately we can't allow people in the building at this time. At the Bob Lucas Memorial Library, we will have curbside service Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. and then 3 to 5. We did just recently open our passport office on November the 2nd. They have appointments set up this week and next week, and then we'll be not taking appointments after that. It is my full intention to keep both the staff and the community safe. So we're very sad about that, but we're going to reassess the situation after the new year and hope that we will be able to expand services again as soon as possible. Feel like learning a new skill while we're all safer at home over the holidays? Check out something through curbside from our Library of Things. We just added sewing machines, and there are many of them, so there's quite an abundance, and children's musical instrument kits. Soon to come will be a ghost hunting kit, and if you haven't checked out the video on our YouTube page about the ghost hunting tools, I would encourage you to do so. It's very funny. And then we also have some of those videos on our Instagram Altadena Teens page. We're also looking at adding some tools to the Library of Things as well. So my facilities manager, Jonathan, is on that. If you have any other ideas for things that we could potentially add, just reach out to me and let me know. Now on to a positive note. I am so happy, excited, thrilled to say that Measure Z has passed. Yay! So much community love for the library. A huge thank you to the Altadena Town Council for its endorsement and for everyone that helped with our campaign efforts. Here's looking at you, Veronica. We're now excited to move into the implementation of the Community Facilities District and then the building projects. It's going to be an exciting couple of years for the library district as well as the community. Yeah, amazing. Over 17,000 yes votes. Amazing. In our partnership with the Altadena Town Council and Altadena Heritage, we have launched a podcast series as part of the Hidden Histories Initiative. You can find the first episode at thisisaltadena.podomatic.com to hear Veronica Jones, Kenny Arts, Eugene Hutchins, and library staff spotlight the life and legacy of Charles White. We also, on October 25th, helped facilitate a virtual celebration of the 40th anniversary of the Charles White Park and highlighted the life and legacy of Bob Lucas, who our branch and literacy center is named after. Thank you to everyone who helped participate with that. And we are continuing to enjoy watching this initiative grow and spotlight many of those voices in the community that really haven't been heard in the past. All right. Let's see, where did I leave off? Here we go. Can you believe it is the 100th year of the beautiful lights on the Christmas tree lane? Unfortunately, there won't be an in-person lighting festival, which was one of the first things I attended when I got to Altadena. Wow, how much has changed in 1 year. It's amazing. Instead, we're partnering with the Altadena Historical Society and Christmas Tree Lane to produce a series of 13 videos about the history of the 100 years of lights and the key figures that brought Christmas Tree Lane to life. So the staff have been busy filming those and editing and getting those ready. The videos will be published on December the 12th on YouTube. And a little birdie told me today that I don't believe the lights are going to wait until December 12th. I don't know if Christmas Tree Lane is going to share, but they might be lit a little bit earlier. So that would be cool as well. We know everyone is experiencing a lot of screen time. So we want to present some interesting programs to draw you in virtually. This coming Friday, November the 20th at 6 p.m., we have a very interesting program about how to read tarot and the basics and history of this practice. Please join us on Zoom. You can sign up at altadenalibrary.org/programs. We're also honored to partner with the Altadena Chamber of Commerce on their upcoming Shop Altadena virtual holiday mixer this coming Saturday, November the 21st at 10 a.m. I'm sure Doug will be talking about this as well. Let's come together to highlight our local business community and all that they have to offer right now and support them in any way that we can. There's still time to sign up. I'll put the link in the chat box for those that want to get signed up for that as well. Oops. So as usual, I would like to end my presentation with a quote from author Nancy Cunhart Lodge saying, "A library is a place vibrating with ideas." And lots of these ideas that we as staff hope to put into action soon. So thank you again for your time and attention this evening. I would also like to wish everyone a very safe and happy Thanksgiving. I'm happy to answer any questions anyone may have.
Any questions from the council? And Nikki, if you want to stop the screen share, then we can see everybody. And if anyone has any questions, any hands up? No questions, Nikki? A question, Councilmember Jones?
I just have a comment. The Bob Lucas Library, that the garden is really nice. I really like it. Yeah,
Thank
that
you.
was, really nice.
Yeah, I believe that was part of our presentation last month. I wasn't in that meeting, but yeah, to Veronica's point, we had 4 weekends of volunteer activity. So basically our first in-person programming effort where people could socially distance volunteer, and community members installed that garden. So if you haven't been over to the Bob Lucas branch lately, go check it out. It's a regenerative and sustainable garden that was, like I said, and we put in with a grant from the Metropolitan Water District. And it was really like community effort to install and plant and put it all in. So it's amazing. So thank you for highlighting that, Veronica.
Any more questions? Did I see Reggie, did you have a question? No? Okay. No more questions. Thank you very much, Nikki. Thank you for coming again. And we look forward to hearing you next month, and happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah, thank you.
And the rest of the stuff. We're excited to see what the library is going to produce now. All the exciting things they've been doing and what's going to be coming. So, all right, moving on. Item 5.2, LA County Parks and Rec, Sam Estrada.
Hello, good evening, everybody. So I'm just going to mention some things that Dorothy had mentioned about our Thanksgiving event that will be held at Loma Alta on this Saturday, November 21st from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. We do have 3 time slots. The first and second time slot are completely full. So from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. and 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. are full. We do have limited spaces remaining for the 3 to 4 p.m. We are asking that only 1 registration per household. There is a pre-registration that is required. So you can register online via the QR code on the flyer that is posted. And it takes you directly to our ActiveNet site where you can actually register and select the last time that's available for you guys. We are asking that when you do pick up, that everybody that's there does wear a face mask. So that is required. And what you'll get, so you'll get a gift certificate for a turkey from Vallarta, as well as a decorative kit and food supplies as well from the food bank. So again, that is this Saturday. And like I said, we only have the 1 space available. If you are registered, it is from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. And spaces are filling up, so that could be different from the start of this meeting of how much space we did have at the beginning. From October, we did our Halloween event. So those that did show up for our Halloween event, I know some of the town council members did take part and drove by from that. So it's going to be similar to that for our Thanksgiving event, but just some information about our grab and go from Halloween at Loma Alta. We serviced about 150 cars, so that was approximately 450 residents from the Altadena area. So it was a great turnout, and we gave away a free pumpkin, candy, and a craft kit. And so that was the same time frame. It was a 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. time frame. One thing that I wanted to mention about Farnsworth Park is that the capital project, if you've been there recently, you've seen a lot of construction going on at the entire park. So we have the batting cage that is being worked on, and the foundation is pretty much going to be laid out down by the baseball field. We have our ADA pathways to go from Mount Curve down to the pavilion, as well as the ADA pathway that's going to be going for the picnic area by the playground. And we also have the pathways that are going to lead from the south end parking lot to the baseball field. So it's a lot of construction that's going on. So you'll see more and more as it gets closer to the deadline of we're targeting late February to early March for the completion of that entire project. We also had a recent community meeting for the playground refurbishment. So we know that I know that some of the members from the town council took part in that. So we appreciate your input and getting the residents of Altadena's input on the new playground that will be done in the coming future. And we also are going to have our winter session for our contract classes. It will begin January 5th. So we have a lot of new classes that will be coming to Altadena. So be on the lookout. I will be sending that information out to the town council. It will be very good to see the different classes that we have, because it'll be an increase from the ones that we currently have. But they'll be stretched from Farnsworth to Loma Alta, as well as Charles White. So we're including that as well. So it's going to be some great new classes. They vary from sports to dance to youth, seniors, parents, mommy and me type classes. So we have about 15 new type classes that will be coming in the winter session, which will be going from January 5th all the way to February 27th. And then lastly, we had our teen program, the Hour Spot program. Last month, they did a Halloween movie night, and they served popcorn and showed movies for the teens. And it was a great turnout for the kids, and great thing for the teens to get out there and be part of this program during this time. Also, last month, we did the Girls Empowerment, which we gave out giveaways for girls ages 12 to 18. They picked up the boxes throughout the week in the month of October. And the overall conference, which started at the beginning of October and ended the last on Halloween, we serviced about over 1,500 girls across LA County. So it was a great event that we did, and we look forward to doing it next year. And it was a great virtual program. And then lastly, we will be having our teen. We had our teen open house on November 4th, and it was basically to showcase the program and show what we have to kind of encourage more new teens to come and take part in this great program that's being funded for the kids to just be part both virtually and in person. So it was a great thing that we did, and the teens came out and took part in it, and it was a wonderful event. And I'm sorry, I did have one last thing, because this does come the same week as our next meeting, but the teens will be having a holiday event on December 16th, and it will be from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. It will be similar to the Halloween event, and they'll be giving out food, drinks, and having giveaways and music and fun, and it'll be safe. Everybody will be required to wear masks, but they're going to have fun activities for them as well. So we hope kids can come out and parents can bring their kids to this wonderful event. So that wraps it up for my report. And if there's any questions, I'll be happy to answer them.
Thank you. Any questions from the council? Councilmember Jones?
I have a question. Do you know about the Charles White playground being redone?
Yeah. Oh, sorry, I forgot to mention that. Yes, that's also going to be, that's kind of similar to what they're doing for, it's the same team that's working on the Farnsworth one. So they're going to remodel the Charles White playground. So that one's kind of more in the beginning stages than the Farnsworth, because the one in the Farnsworth, they kind of already have the layout and the design of what it's going to look like. But that's going to be the same process. They're going to start doing the Charles White playground. They're going to completely overhaul that and modernize it and bring it up to the level for the community.
And there's a link that I'll give this to Dorothy. There's a link they're asking the community to fill out to find out what they want at that park.
Yeah, you're the one that I told them to reach out to for that, because they want to get all the input from the community, just like they did for the Farnsworth playground.
Exactly. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Sorry, I forgot to mention that, but thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for pointing that out. Is there any other more questions from the council? Okay. Thank you very much. Thanks, Sam. We'll see you next month. Appreciate all the efforts that you come in every month to be here to give you a report. I also want to thank you for the Halloween event. I think that's wonderful when the kids are looking and can't do trick-or-treating. It gave one more thing that they could do to partake in a Halloween event. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you for being part of it. We appreciate it.
And I'm going to move on now to item 5.3, the Altadena Chamber of Commerce. Doug Cauliflower.
Thanks, Billy. Good evening, everybody. Busy time of year for our chamber. Friday evening, our nominations closed for Citizen of the Year and Business of the Year awards that we do annually. We have some nice nominations, and those will be voted on Friday afternoon. And you can watch your social media. We anticipate making those winners public on Saturday. So thank you all for those that did nominate. We appreciate your support. And then secondly, we've ended our fall director recruiting period, if you will. And also very, very pleased. We have 4 new four directors that have submitted letters of interest, if you will. Our board will meet on Friday afternoon and vote on the slate. I can't announce the names right now, but we have some very, very nice additions to the board that I'm fairly confident will be approved on Friday. And so that's exciting for the chamber as well. And then we go from that point at our December board meeting, then we will select a slate of officers from the slate of directors. So that's all good, very, very positive. And then last but not least, as Nikki mentioned, I'm very excited about our holiday virtual mixer that is being put together. Lots of excitement about it. It's coming together very, very well, and anticipating a great, great event. The library has been a critical ally and supporter, especially on the tech side and getting it organized for us. Lots of details still to be ironed out. But you can go directly to the chamber website at altadenachamber.org. There's a link there with all the information. You can sign up there and should be able to get all your questions answered. All the primary presentation spots are gone. So, however, any business that can go on and register and view, there will be time allotted towards the end for you to make brief announcements and participate at that level. So I know Dr. Thomas has been integral on the committee along with Judy Matthews. And Barbara Richardson King has also been on the chamber side. So that is very exciting. We're looking forward to that. And that's all I have to report unless there are any other questions that I can answer.
Any more questions from the council? Councilmember Markison?
I don't really have a question, but I just wanted to take a quick minute to remind all the town council folks that, you know, if you see new businesses that are announcing that they're coming into Altadena, or, I mean, we've had a number of them where you've seen articles about, hey, I'm coming into Altadena. The chamber, I have my little chamber hat on right now. The chamber is always excited to find out about those. You can let us know. The other thing, now I'm going to put my town council hat on, my land use hat on. We are finding that they often are coming in with assumptions that are going to cause them problems down the road. I know those of you that are on land use have seen this before. So I'm just sort of encouraging everybody on land use and town council and chamber. If you see an article, I know Victoria and I have been working on one now recently. We really, really want to help these folks get through the dynamics of the county, and sometimes they're making assumptions that are not positive for them. But, you know, from a chamber perspective, we really want to help them as well. So I have two hats, but thanks.
Well said. Thank you.
I mean, we find out about stuff all different ways. Victoria found out about hers in Bon Appetit magazine.
Wow.
I know about Altadena. So there you go.
Wow.
Let us know if you see anything.
Any more questions for Doug? Okay. Thank you, Doug, and soon to be council member in 1 more month. So we look forward to seeing you in double capacity.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Moving on, item 5.4, Christmas Tree Lane update. I see Mary and I see Scott. I'm handing it over to you.
Scott was going to talk first. Pardon me? Scott, are you unmuted?
No, go ahead.
No, I just thought you were muted. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Go ahead.
I believe both you and Scott are doubling up because I see Scott on a phone call and I see him on the computer. But I see him muted on the video, so he's probably speaking through the phone. So if that's confusing, just let everyone.
I am speaking through the phone. I'm going to thank you for having us, first of all.
Oh, anytime.
I am Scott Wardlaw, president of Christmas Tree Lane Association, and Mary Landau is here with me tonight, and she will be, she's a board member and will be sharing in our report with you. I wanted to start off with giving you a report on the progress of the lights going up in the trees again this year. As Nikki pointed out, we unfortunately will not be able to have our big lighting ceremony event or our winter festival, which is a shame because this is our 100th year anniversary, as Nikki pointed out. We've been planning on that event for about 2 years, but it's not going to happen because of the circumstances of COVID. But we did want to continue putting the lights up. We needed to get approval from that for the county, and it was not given that we would be able to do that, again, because of the circumstances of COVID and the safety precautions, but we did get approval to do it. And I wanted to report that as of Sunday, we finished. All the trees are lit. And well, actually, they're all installed. And those lights will be going on again this year. We're very proud of that. And we've gotten very positive feedback already, even though the lights have not gone on. And we can't exactly say when they will go on because we need to get everything that we have done inspected first. So we can't give you a date for those lights going on, but we will have them on for, we hope, a longer period of time than we usually do. We installed them following the safety precautions. We had a reduced crew of only veterans, well, mostly veteran volunteers. We had maybe half the people that we usually have out at best. But I'm also happy to report that it usually takes us about 10 weekends at least to install the lights. This year, with half the crew, we installed everything in about 5 weekends. So we beat our pace, our normal pace. That being said, we all have agreed that we want to welcome back high school volunteers and other volunteers who are high school volunteers typically come in for community service hours. We have all agreed that we think that even though we went as fast and faster as we usually do, that it's a good idea, to promote the idea of community service and involvement. And part of what Christmas Tree Lane is about, in addition to installing the lights, is community service. Again, we stayed apart. We all wore face masks. There was ample use of hand sanitizers. We usually have donuts and coffee and hot chocolate and a free lunch for those who volunteer after we get the workday done. We don't do that anymore. and still we got it done in a record time. So we're proud of that. But I want to turn it over to Mary, and she will be telling you about something we're very excited about, which is in lieu of our lighting ceremony, we have created an app for everybody to be able to take advantage of. And it's quite a few different options on that app. And Mary will explain that to you now.
So thank you very much, Scott. My son, Daniel, has developed a Glide app so that when you're coming down the lane or going up the lane at night with the lights on, you can listen to music or you can listen to history, and it'll be all on that app. Plus our sponsors will be on the app. And I talk about history. We have two. We have a video with history and then just the audio is what I was doing. But I think the most exciting part of the whole thing is what the library is doing with the video, 100 Years of Lights. So we're going to have that on the app or able to link up to the app as well. And we want to keep this on for years to come because it's a great tool for people to understand a little bit more about Christmas Tree Lane. It's quite interesting to me anyway. The history is so fascinating. I've spoken to Pasadena Kiwanis Club and told them that actually they were responsible for the first lighting. A lot of people didn't know that. And they didn't even know that. So it was quite fun to be able to tell them. So we do hope you enjoy all the different things that we have available for you to listen to and to look at on the app. And we'd love to have some of you share what you have remembered, some of the memories of Christmas Tree Lane past. And what you like about it. And there's a place, Scott, I think you can tell where they could give that.
Well, actually, I don't have that app address, but it can be found on Christmas Tree Lane's website, Facebook. I did a little video on the lane as we were wrapping up work on Sunday. And I announced the app address on that Facebook entry on Christmas Tree Lane. And we will be launching that app on December 1st when we refine it a little bit. And we hope everybody uses that and enjoys it.
And maybe you'll be the first one to see that the lights are turned on. We don't even know when that's going to be. So be on the lookout.
Any questions for Christmas Tree Lane for Scott and Mary?
I have a question.
Councilmember Sneaker?
Yes. In lieu of having the event, will residents be able to drive through the Christmas Tree Lane?
Yes, it will be just as if the ceremony is over, and on the following nights, the street will be open, as it always is, for cars to go up and down. We are putting out signage encouraging people to stay in their cars. That will also be on a banner at the library. Thank you, library, for every year helping us with that. But there will be also lawn signs out at the corners as we have our signs announcing our event each year. Now there will be signs on the corners going down Santa Rosa between Altadena and Woodbury announcing our app and also reminding people that for safety precautions, they should stay in their cars this year.
Okay. Thank you.
Any more questions? Okay. I just want to say I do encourage everybody to partake as much as possible. with the crisis that's happening and everyone being stuck in their homes, I will tell you that you know, everyone wonders what they can do next, and sitting at home watching Netflix every night is not a continuing basis of entertainment. And we actually, in my family, watched a theatrical production that was streamed because we have subscriptions with some of the theater companies. And it was actually wonderful that we sat down and did it. Yes, live would be much better, but it was wonderful we did it. This is something that isn't even that. This is our heritage. This is where we live. This is what we're part of. So I do encourage everybody to support Christmas Tree Lane, to go onto the app, watch the stories, support the library, support the efforts and partnerships. And actually, maybe this is a way, don't just show up for half an hour live, but get engaged through this whole thing. This is our history, and it is the 100 years. So I thank you so much for.
Well, thank you for your support, Billy. Thank you very much.
Always. You are Altadena, so thank you.
Thank you.
All right, I'm going to move on. There's no more questions from the council. Thanks so much for coming, and you're welcome anytime to come and give us an update or report. It's always good to see you. All right, I'm going to move on to item 6 with committee reports. One of the things I want to mention before we go into this quickly is one of the committee reports we're missing this particular month is the Education Committee. In Altadena, part of PUS is part of the PUSD system, and we have an education. We had an education committee on our council to try and help bridge the gap between Altadena and Pasadena. And so we had a voice that maybe that somebody would listen to within PUSD. The chair of that education committee in recent years has been Jennifer Lee. And one of the things that I'm sure you all know, I'd like to congratulate Jennifer Lee on her recent run for PUSD School Board, who's now an elected official. So she will be ending her seat on the Altadena Town Council next month, and she will be officially a board of the sitting on the board of the PUSD, Pasadena Unified School District School Board. So thank you. I have so much, Jennifer Lee.
Thank you. Thank you.
One of the best things is we always hope to have a voice at the table. We've been knocking on their doors for them to listen to Altadena for years. Jennifer took the bold step to go forward and give us a seat at the table. So we now have our town now has a seat at the table. So thank you and congratulations. And that's my education report. Sorry to take it from you. Okay, moving on. Item 6.1, Land Use Committee report. Councilmember Markison.
Yes, the Land Use Committee did not meet in November because we had no items that were ready to review. I know I keep saying this every month, but we are waiting on regional planning for all of the projects that we've been working on. You heard that Veronica is actively working on Starbucks, and she has another one in her census tract, and Billy's waiting on one for his. So we have projects out there that will be coming to the town council, or to land use, but are not ready through regional planning yet. It's not the committee holding it up. We're waiting on regional planning and the applicant. So I am expecting that we will have a meeting in December. So that's the end of my report.
Thank you. Any questions from the council? Okay, moving on. Item 6.2, Safe Streets, Councilmember Wong.
Hello, yes, thank you. So this is, again, an exciting time. My printer is going off. I don't know if you can hear it. There are a lot of things for us to pay attention to here in Altadena. One is Metro's bus service is going to change in December. So it will start changing in December. I was attending a meeting today to kind of see how Altadena was going to be affected, because the next gen transit service is going to dramatically change our transit service here in Altadena. So So anyway, so that's one thing we're working on. I'm going to be posting this document here, which came from Metro, that actually shows some of the service changes. Our actual next gen, so it'll be really interesting. I'm curious to see how it's going to change, because really in the summer of 2021 is when we're going to see our service. So I'm not sure if, I actually have the question, which if some of our, because some of the changes coming in December affect our bus lines as they currently are, and yet our bus lines aren't supposed to change until summer, there might be a missing gap. So we're working on bus service, if anyone is interested in that. And again, the general meeting for Metro is next Thursday, but the last meeting is when they voted for it. And again, Metro is just starting to publish grids that have some of that change coming up. Also, slow streets, those signs have been around and some have had not such good success. Others have seemed to gained in popularity and growing. So if anybody in Altadena wants to be a slow street ambassador, again, this is LA County's slow street program to deal with the response to COVID-19, aiming to enhance traffic safety and encourage physical activity and community compliance with physical distancing. So definitely you can look that up on our town council website, Safe Streets Committee, or you can go to vision0lacounty.com. And again, Vision Zero is an action plan that was adopted in 2019 to eliminate traffic-related deaths in Los Angeles County. And we were actively involved last year, providing input and helping host meetings for LA County Public Health. We're close to getting our Berkeley Safe Trek Complete Street Safety Assessment, which LA County Public Works has been participating in. And so that, if anyone wants to see it, I'm going to post this on our website, but this is a Complete Streets Safety Assessment benchmarking table, which will be part of the report. And LA County has put in where Public Works, where they think we're at. And then we are adding notes in Altadena where we think we're at. And that will be part of that report. And then I think we kind of left off at the last meeting. So I just wanted to do a report. LA County Public Works had a meeting for us. And it was on October 29th at 6 p.m. So I don't know if any of you attended. Couldn't see who actually attended, but it was hosted by LA County Public Works. And there is a PowerPoint presentation. I have a notes page that one of the Safe Streets Committee members took notes on. So I'll post that on the website. And basically, it was actually pretty good. We had a lot of people. I didn't know who was on the phone. They were making great comments. Some were people who were active in the committee. But it was talking about measuring existing conditions. Let me see if I can just read the short thing and then you guys can look up the rest on our website. But the active transportation plan is, again, sort of a plan that a lot of cities are using now. No longer is it just the bicycle master plan, but an active transportation plan is a multi-benefit plan improving health, reducing greenhouse gas emissions, and using all modes of transportation. So I could probably go on forever, but they do incorporate, again, the Vision Zero plan that came from LA County Public Health, and the application was actually extended through mid-December. So if you want to provide any inputs, I have the website for Shirley Lai that will be on the website, our website. So the grants, if we get this planning grant, June and July of 2021 is when the county would find out if we get the plan. And then the hopeful plan would be January of 2022. We would actually start community engagement on that plan. So again, Shirley Lai is leading that, sly@dpw.lacounty.gov, and I will post that on there. But I was very happy to see all of the different people asking questions and getting involved. And I think that's it. Any questions?
Any questions from the council? No. Okay, thank you very much, Councilmember Wong. I'm going to be moving on, and we're going to go to item 6.3, the election committee. Councilmember Jones.
Okay. Good evening, council, again. And Nikki's going to help me with this. I have a PowerPoint. It's pretty short and to the point. I want to thank you for allowing me the opportunity to chair the election. It was exciting. It was just really, it ended up being fun. It was very intense because of COVID, but we ended up doing a great job. I had a great team. So my election committee report is as follows. Next slide, Nikki. Thank you. This is my election committee. This is your election committee. These are the people that helped put this election together and made it as good as it was. It was a great team and we had a great time, and everybody put in 100%. We had a good team. The next slide. Nikki. The election was held on November 3rd and November 7th. We had 5 polling places, one which offered voting to those that could not visit a polling place due to COVID. That worked out really well. Okay, next. Okay. The election was a collaboration of many businesses, volunteers, and organizations. We worked together to bring the community a safe social distancing election. Next. Next, okay. The results were exceptional. We had a total of 13 candidates. We had a total of 422 votes, 68 votes on the very first day in the first hour of voting. Last year, we had a grand total of 234. So we almost doubled what we had last year. It's just getting better each year. Listed are the winners of the election on the slide there. So we'll be getting some new council members. Next slide. Thank you. The election committee had a debriefing. The debriefing included coming up with recommendations for the next election committee. All recommendations will be forwarded to the next election committee. Next. I want to thank everybody that contributed either by helping with the election or coming out to vote. A special thank you to my election committee. Also, thank you to my husband, Douglas. He was my behind the scenes committee member. I had the best team ever. Thank you. The next slide. The voting stickers were designed by Dorothy Wong, and these we were able to hand out and people loved them. So we had original voting stickers. This concludes my report. I move we accept the report and certify the results. Thank you again for allowing me to chair this election.
I second her motion.
Second motion. Before I put this to a vote, we are getting feedback. So if you aren't speaking, could you put yourself on mute to stop any feedback? Okay. Thank you very much. I'm going to put this to the vote. All those in favor of this motion, say aye.
Aye.
Hands up.
Aye.
All those in, I just said put on mute and then I do a vote. Sorry. All those opposed, say nay or hands. And any abstentions. So moved and unanimous for those present. Okay, thank you very much. And thank you very much, Councilmember Jones. Veronica Jones, you did an amazing job. So we really, really appreciate everything you did and your attention to detail. It was really smooth and detailed. And I actually volunteered for a while at one of the polling stations, and you know, Veronica came around and gave everybody donuts and made sure everyone was okay. And awesome job. So thank you.
Yeah, I had a good team. Everybody, it was a good team. Thank you.
Now, moving on to the next part, we will be doing the swearing in for the new council members at next month's meeting. And in the process, I'm going to go to item 6.4. We have a slate committee being chaired by Council Member Sutherlen, and I'll pass it over to you, Councilmember Sutherlen.
Okay. The slate committee comes into existence once a year around the elections, of course. The purpose of it being that as part of the elections, a new executive committee is selected. So the slate committee was instituted to make sure that all the council members that want to be considered to be on the new executive committee are considered for that position. What we do is talk to, email to, get the information from all current council members as to whether they are willing to serve on the executive committee and what they would like to do. I just happened to look at the calendar and realized how quickly this is all due, because the new slate, or the slate that's being presented to the council, needs to be at least sent out to the current council members so you can think about what you want to do 2 weeks before the next council meeting. So what we're going, oh, I'm sorry, I forgot to tell you who was on the committee besides myself, would be Jennifer Lee and Antonio Becerra. And we will be getting the questionnaire out to all the council members. Hopefully, well, probably has to be by the end of the week, because we're going to need to get it back, the information back from you by Thanksgiving. So it's going to be very quickly so that we can put the proposed slate together. The slate then is presented at the December council meeting. There can also be nominations from the floor if somebody would like to nominate someone that was not suggested on the slate committee. But this is done all at the council meeting in December, as soon as the new council members have been seated. And unless I forgot something, I think that's all, unless there are questions that anyone has.
Any questions to Councilmember Sutherland? Okay, thank you very much. And I assume you'll be either hearing from Councilmember Sutherland or and the committee, or you can also email them in any of your thoughts or considerations.
Right.
All right, thank you very much. I'm going to move on to item 7, to general public comments. And again, I'm going to pass you over to Councilmember Sutherland for general public comments.
And as I said before, it'll go to my co-conspirator. So Nick is going to read the public comment that was sent in to us. Nick?
Very well. We actually had 2 of them. I'll read the first one. The first one is from Heavenly Hughes from My Tribe Rise. Greetings, Altadena Town Council. Congratulations to all of the incoming Altadena Town Council members. My Tribe Rise looks forward to meeting and working with you. Let's keep Altadena a beautiful community. On Saturday, November 14th, My Tribe Rise had our monthly Walking for Peace hosted by Altadena Grocery Outlet. We must connect to correct and restore humanity are the themes we continue to push forward. We send our appreciation to Captain Jacobs and council members Dorothy, Wong, and Veronica Jones for joining us. We know Mama Thomas is with us in spirit and continues to support us. We experienced a powerful day of connecting unity and peace. Today, November 17th at 4 p.m., we will be advocating to put down the guns, keep our community safe, and stop the shooting and killing. We will distribute our My Tribe Rise, The Way to Happiness, Common Sense Ways for Better Living pamphlets. We will meet where the shooting happened over the weekend in Altadena. My Tribe Rise and the Rodney King Foundation will be hosting a free Thanksgiving turkey and gift away on November 24th at Christ the Shepherd Lutheran Church in Altadena. We will need volunteers, and if you would like to donate, please do. Your support is appreciated. My Tribe Rise is a grassroots movement of positive energy, activates constant elevation. That spells out peace. The co-founders, Viktor Hodgson and Heavenly Hughes, were born and raised in Altadena. Our mission is to renew our minds to be inclusive for all mankind, give compassionate care and assistance to the underserved community, advocate for justice, and focus efforts to put a stop to violence in our communities. My Tribe Rise is in need of a building in Altadena to effectively operate and impact our community with positive examples of leadership focusing on our Black and Brown. We ask the community to please contact us with information on a building available. We will make good use of it. Thank our leaders, organizations, town council, law enforcement, and our wonderful community for all the great work and efforts collectively coming together to keep Altadena beautiful. Peace and blessings. Heavenly Hughes with My Tribe Rise. That's correspondence number 1. I have another, much shorter than that. This is from Anna Marie Hickenbottom, who's the field representative for Assemblyman Chris R. Holden, 41st Assembly District. Assemblymember Holden sends his greetings to all for a happy and safe Thanksgiving holiday. We also invite the community to participate in Assemblymember Holden's annual shoe drive for the nonprofit Shoes That Fit. This year, in lieu of the in-person holiday party, we are collecting the shoe donations as a drop-off curbside event, December 5th, in front of the district office at 600 North Rosemead Boulevard in Pasadena. Donations of new athletic shoes of any size for school-aged children are requested. Thank you for your attention. Anne Marie Higginbottom. And that is all for that.
Thank you. So that's the end of public comments. Thank you, Nick. Councilmember Santangelo, I appreciate you doing the report. I'm going to move on to item 8. It's the last one on our agenda, and 8 census tract reports. And the first one is 8.1, which is 4610.
Okay, I'm gonna try and keep this really fast, but there's so much going on in 4610. It's hard to keep up. This afternoon, I got a phone call that the property at Lincoln and Figueroa that used to be the holding place for wrecked cars, it's going to be sold and goes into escrow on Monday. And the people that bought it hope to put homes on that corner. It'll be a residential project that they hope to get started once they fully own the property. So that property has been a problem for a long time. Also, Charles White Park, they are asking, the county is asking that the community fill out a survey. And I'll have Dorothy put this online, just saying what it would be like to have a nice playground at Charles White Park, what we would want. Also, I met with the county a week and a half ago. Our light at Windsor and Figueroa will be in by the spring 2021. We've been waiting for that light for about 2 years. Also, we're getting no dumping signs. Altadena has a real dumping problem where people just dump things. So you'll start to see no dumping signs put up. And the first ones are going to be put up at Crosby and I think it's Arcasia, the street. There's an alley right there off of Lincoln. The first no dumping signs are going to go right there. So that's it. Those things are basically it. There's a lot going on, but those are the highlight I wanted to highlight. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Next report is item 8.2 for 4601.
Good evening, fellow council members and community. I just wanted to do an update on a project that's been going on in Census Tract 4601 for many years, predating myself and going back at least 6 years, if not 8. There is a very large median that is around Mount we call it the Mount Low median. It's where Mount Curve is off of Lake. And it has fallen for various reasons into disrepair. It used to be a very green, lovely median. And then because of the drought and the lack of water and a lot of people using it as a parking lot, it really fell into disrepair. And many council members before me have worked with the county and the residents around that median to improve its look, but also because of the slope that it's on, it gets a tremendous amount of runoff whenever we have rain. And because there's no grass or any other real vegetation other than the trees, some of which are dying or already dead, there's nothing to block the runoff from going into the properties that are at the bottom of the median. So we have been involved, I have been now involved in this project for 2 years. And I'm just happy to report something out. There are, it gets a lot of action because there's a trailhead there as well. So the county, through Public Works, has installed new straw wattles. Those wattles will help decrease the runoff as we have rains, hopefully this winter. They will begin this week hydro seeding, which is basically like a top layer of grass in the areas of the median that will have grass. And in order to dissuade people from parking on the median, because parking really does tear up the irrigation and there are drip lines around the oak trees that are protected there, they have put decorative boulders. They placed them last week and they're moving them around this week to make them look a little more cosmetic. So this is an ongoing project. We've had several community meetings with the neighbors in that area, and we will continue with phase 1 of this project through spring of 2021. And then if funding comes through, then there'll be a phase 2 that would go into the end of 2022 into 2023. So that's my update. If you see there's large equipment there, a lot of people working off and on, and it's really hopefully going to be returned to a nice area for the residents and for all of Altadena to take advantage of.
Thank you. And thank you for working on that, Victoria. It's a project that's been going on for a very long time, so thank you. Okay, moving on to item 8.3, which is Census Tract Report for 4603.01.
Thank you very much. And segueing off of Victoria's historic Mount Low Railway right-of-way / trailhead, I just wanted to give a quick little report as it relates to I just want to make everyone aware, if you weren't already, that Altadena has an Altadena Crest Trail Working Group. There is actually a website, altadenatrails.org. And so there's a lot of exciting projects brewing, and this group does a lot of great work. Again, they're Altadena residents and anyone else who's a trail enthusiast is part of that. And LA County Trails also interfaces as well. From time to time, LA County Parks maintenance, watering of the trees, I think is on the list too. So there's a lot of projects. So if you want to know about Altadena Crest Trail Working Group, they meet Tuesdays at 7 p.m., the second Tuesday of the month at 7 p.m. And I should be linked on the town council website, but I'll link it. And just the short report, Lavinia's East Trail, when Lavinia was built, a trail connection or reconnection came out of one of the results of Lavinia being built. So with that said, Santa Monica, and I think we had someone actually come to our town council meeting, but there's a new gal that's the project manager for the Mountains Recreation and Conservation Authority. Her name is Sarah Kevorkian. And she reported the Lavinia East Trail, which is the east side of Lavinia, just off of the Altadena Crest Trail. They have developed a preliminary alignment and conducted field walks to review potential alignments. Outward Bound Adventures was awarded a contract in February to complete a segment of construction for the East Trail and will begin as early as December, just doing some preliminary work. And the planning of the East Trail is still ongoing as they evaluate alignment for segments. And with that exciting news, also Alta Planning will be part of the design process. So, so if you want to get involved, learn more, see what's going on, altadenatrails.org has the minutes, and that will be a trail connector for, at this point, pedestrians or hikers, I guess you call them, and equestrians on the east side. The other thing I had forgotten to mention earlier, and Kona is based in my census tract. So don't forget that tomorrow, November 18th, is the Kona meeting. And that is the, I always forget how you say this, the Altadena Coalition of Neighborhood Associations. So the topics will be getting ready for wildfire, and they'll have Chief Litz of LA County Fire, then homelessness in Altadena, Dana Ray, Vanderford, LA County's policy on homelessness deputy will be speaking, and then a COVID update from Millicent Wilson, MD, disaster training specialist. The meeting is online, 7 p.m., and you can just go to aconaonline.org. Two more things. The turkey giveaway for My Tribe Rise will be November 24th, 10 a.m. from Christ the Shepherd Lutheran Church. You can go to mytriberise.com, or they're also on Facebook, so you can learn more. And last but not least, LA County is doing their tree maintenance. So that's LA County Public Works tree maintenance. It's called the Parkway Tree Maintenance. And so this is actually West Altadena, Census Tract 460301. I think it's also 460302 and 4610. So they'll be trimming the parkway trees. I think 1,300 trees are on the list. They started yesterday, so you'll be seeing some trucks parked and work being done. I can also post that on the website if anybody wants that. So right now they're working in the meadows for the next couple of days. So with that said, the positive thing from that, I think there's only 12 trees that are in poor or dying condition to be removed. And so LA County Public Works encourages residents all residents to participate in the expansion and renewal of our urban forest. For locations identified, they need to obviously be in the public right-of-way. And if you don't have a tree and you want one, I know Diane has talked about this before, to participate in the tree planting program, and I think they're going to be starting to plant in December here. You can go to pw.lacounty.gov. I'll put the link on the website. RMD Parkway Trees, tree planting. So I'll put the link out there. So it's an exciting time to plant trees and just be ready for some trimming. That's my report. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. I'm going to move on. We got one more, 8.4, Census Tract 4603.02, the last of the evening. You on mute, Gloria.
I just wanted to give everybody a little bit of an update on the Collaborate Pasadena COVID testing collaborative that's taking place over at the Seventh-day Adventist Church here in Altadena. I got a question basically from Victoria. She was asking about the funding and if there will be testing dates beyond our last date, which is scheduled for 11/24. The funding that we have right now is basically through the Southern California Children's Museum. We had some really large donors, and we were able to extend the COVID testing until the 24th and add Saturday in there, okay? But the funds that we have now will only take us up until the 24th. Now, the Children's Museum has a link if you want to donate, and it's the Children's Museum, Southern California Children's Museum COVID Testing Fund, and it's available for community members that want to donate more money. We are trying to negotiate some other days of testing, but right now it's just until November the 24th. But we have had a really good turnout. The last count that I got, this was 11/16. There was 5,287 residents that have been tested so far. And the day that we had the most was Tuesday, 11/2. There was 716 that came in on that particular day. Positivity rate was 4.3. And then the highest positivity rate we've had, that was on 11/9, there was 7.69. All of those who are testing positive are being referred to the Pasadena Public Health for follow-up and contact tracing. So that's basically it. If you're interested in donating to the fund, you can go to the Southern California Children's Museum and click on COVID Testing Fund. Click on the link.
They had over 800, almost 900 yesterday, and I'm sure today there was more than yesterday.
Wow.
I only have the stats up to the 16th.
Thank you. That's been a great service to our community. So thank you. Do we have anything else? The next item on the agenda is item 9. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Second.
Okay, we have a first and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Unanimous. I'm not gonna do abstentions or anything else. So, all right. Thank you very much, everybody.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy
Thanksgiving.
Have a safe Thanksgiving.